Televiewers of PRC TV, welcome. We meet again. I am thrilled to have you on this other edition of the Grand Interview. Stay tuned to the program because His Holiness Pope Leo XIV will be visiting Cameroon from the 15th to the 18th of April 2026. And I know you want to know more. The apostolic visit is inscribed under the theme Peace and Reconciliation. If you stay tuned, you will hear more, know more, and understand more about these events from the right source. You will be faced with every detail and state of advancement of preparations for the apostolic visit. Our program is structured into 3 main parts with 5 sub-themes in which we will talk about Cameroon's level of preparedness for the apostolic visits in aspects like logistics and security, spirituality, inclusion, and of course, the long-term vision. All of this would help us understand and discover what is the main aim and purpose of this apostolic visit, and of course, understand what it represents for the Catholic community and Cameroon as a whole. Just as always, Manfred Likina is on standby. He will be joining us on set as the program unfolds. Talking about our guest, I have the privilege to welcome a son of Kupe, Maninguba in the southwest region of Cameroon, Mr. Johnson Okie. Welcome to the presidency.
Thank you for inviting me.
You are a man of many chapters. Let's begin from chapter 1, the most recent. The National Episcopal Conference of Cameroon, NECC, created a national coordinating committee and appointed you national coordinator of the apostolic visit of Pope Leo XIV. Is that right?
Very right.
And then chapter 2, you are national president of the Catholic Men Association. In chapter 3, you are general manager of the Hydrocarbon Prices Stabilization Fund. This is just for our televiewers and those watching us to know you better. So once more, you're welcome to PRC Television.
Thank you.
Without wasting much time, you've been to the field severally. You were in Bamenda and definitely you visited the other sites for last-minute checks. So is it satisfactory? What are the general observations?
I wish to say it's more than satisfactory. We've been in the 3 different sites. We were in Douala, we were in Yaoundé, and we were in Bamenda. Given what we saw on site, to say this is almost a 5th visit we did, site visit. And in every visit, there are some challenges and with some recommendations. And I think what we saw, what we've witnessed, we should be grateful to God. It's more than satisfactory of what we've found on the place, and tell you that Cameroon is ready for the Pope's visit.
So in the course of the program, we'll have more time to talk about what is concretely being done in the field. But without wasting much time, we would want our televiewers to know you more. You were appointed national coordinator of the apostolic visit by the Cameroon Episcopal Conference. How were you designated? Is it because you're president of the Catholic Men Association? There should be a motivation behind the choice.
I think what I should first of all say is a divine decision by God. To have elected me, it was an election by all the bishops. It's a divine decision, first of all. It's a grace from God on me. Those are some of the mysteries you can't explain, but God's hand was on me. But secondly, on the other hand, I want to say I am the general president of the Catholic Men Association. This association, we are all represented in almost all the 26 dioceses of Cameroon, and even in the diaspora. And this is a movement, whenever I took this 2018, we've seen this movement today. From what people are saying, you see what this movement has been able to do to mobilize.
We would have time to talk about the Catholic Men Association with Likine, because that's what he will be talking about. But then what is the nature of the relationship between you and the Episcopal Conference?
Yeah, the nature between me and the Episcopal Conference, I'm a laity who is engaged with the church. And secondly, I want to tell that within the Episcopal Conference, I'm a member of the Finance Committee at the level of the Episcopal Conference. I have been there for almost 7 years now as a member. And during this session, financial sessions and all that, I think the bishops have been very satisfactory with my output, my engagement, my commitment, and my zeal to see the church grow. So I think apart from that, my involvement, my being in the Episcopal Conference had led them to understand and to appreciate whom I am and what they think I could be able to deliver to help the church grow in
So
Cameroon.
as the national coordinator of the apostolic trip or the apostolic visit, what is your task? What are your missions and responsibilities as national coordinator?
Yeah, before I come to that, Chris, I also want to let you know that not only my involvement in 2020, I was awarded by the Pope this special medal. My wife and myself, we have this medal from the Vatican, from the Pope, the Pro Ecclesia and Pro Pontificia. That was awarded to us, one of the rare titles I was given to. I hear during that year we were about 3 all over the world, and I think being member of there, I think there had been that recognition also from the Vatican on myself.
Congratulations for the recognition.
Thank you. And coming back to say what's my responsibility, I am, in this visit of the Pope, you have the state. He's the president. He's the head of the state, and he's the head of the church. And I'm with the church. So I stand and being elected and to lead, to be that go-between between the state and the church. Whatever has to transmit between the church and the state passes through me.
As a
And
middleman.
as a middleman, and what has to go between the state and the church, it passes through me. So I play that middle role between the state and the church.
So are you the first national coordinator in the history of papal visits to Cameroon, or better still, have there been other national coordinators during past papal visits to Cameroon?
For sure, there have been other other coordinators within this period, but I think as from now, what is particular in that, I'm a laity who is leading. That is one of the particularity in this particular visit
of your election.
of this election.
Yeah, so talking about, we'll dive into logistics and security. Talking about infrastructure projects like airport upgrades, how advanced is the committee with preparations for transport, crowd management, and accessibility to all venues?
I want to say, as concerns airports, I think the particularity what I want to lay is much of Bamenda. Bamenda, when it comes to Cameroon, it comes to Yaoundé and Douala, their international airports, which has been functional. Unlike Bamenda, where for about 6 years it has already with the crisis, social crisis, it has almost been abandoned. But I want to tell you, of this day, what we have is like a miracle. When I say hand of God, the Bamenda airport is totally ready to receive the head of state, the Pope. We have this engagement with all the stakeholders, the civil ministry, the aviation, the Cameco, the RDC, the manager, all of this put together and brought it under the supervision by the state. I want to tell you, every little bit of requirement, every demand that was put to break up this airport has been met by the state. I want to thank the state for being there and for acting at the right time and with prompt and particular attention to see that airport go. Let me also tell you, when we visited the last time, we were to land in Bamenda from Bafoussam. We got to Bamenda, Bafoussam, it was that, let's go to Bamenda, and they will land so that we all see, let them, our visitors, see us land.
See
to their show,
yeah,
in action. The plane in action. Unfortunately, the time they got there, because of meteorological difficulties, the plane couldn't land. And that was a very serious problem. Are we sure the Pope is going to come? So we left to work up a plan B. And this plan B, apart from working on the plan B, there was a possibility of having a special equipment. And which with this equipment, which is found in Douala, Garoua, Yaoundé, with this equipment, it was possible to have a plane. We were a little bit skeptical. Were we going to meet with the conditions, not only the conditions, the technicality and all, to have all this
and everything that
equipment that comes in. But our greatest surprise with what the state, it was a very heavy financial package to do, and the state did. And now, last week, with assurance of the Director General told us, work had gone, The equipment has been put in place. And a test from the regional office of ASECNA from Senegal, Dakar, had landed in Bamenda, and they've given a go-ahead to share we could. But now, having had that, we want to be very double assured. We've decided that Cameco, our national planes, should do trials again to learn, to be very sure that before the Pope is coming, everything is made. Just a few days ago, yesterday, another trial was done by Cameco. They landed without any difficulty. In a few days ahead, we're planning again for another trial, this time in the evening, to land. Just what I want to tell you is that everything is ready. The airport in Bamenda is ready to receive the Papa plane, the plane to land in Bamenda and to have the mass. As concerns Yaoundé, Simbalen is functional. We don't have any major problem there. As concerns Douala, we've been landing on airplane. Our major concern was in Bamenda. But right now, from what I'm telling you, from our last visit and from what we are still expecting, we see the planes land. It gives us more assurance. I want to let you know that Bamenda is ready, the airport.
Yeah, coming back to the Bamenda airport, you talked about an equipment that was bought and it was funded by the state.
By the state.
I want to inquire or confirm from you if it's the equipment that was bought to resolve the visibility problem that was at the airport, and now planes can land hitch-free.
Actually, that was a major obstacle. And this equipment was necessary to resolve the problem. And the state has bought it. This is the visibility problem, the weather problems, and everything. This particular equipment was bought to resolve that. It is there. It is installed. It's functional.
I'm Mr. National Coordinator. I'm equally here as the voice of those who are watching and listening to us. We hope that after the papal visit, the Bamenda airport will be permanently opened for regular flights and other commercial purposes.
That's one of the fallouts of the Pope. I want the Bamenda people to know that's one of the very fallout of the Pope. That after the departure of the Pope, His Holiness, the Bamenda, Madame Receiver told me they will try to program about 3 to 4 flights per week, which means this airport becomes operational for commercial purposes and
other regular flights.
Other regular flights.
So the Bamenda people are assured and reassured on this through this program. So
double assured.
Double assured. Wow. Security remains a top concern, especially in the Northwest region. What specific measures are put in place to protect the Pope, not only the Pope, pilgrims and host communities across Yaoundé, Bamenda, and Douala?
What I want to say is security is who? Security is you and me, first of all. Once we are determined, once we are open-minded, and the determination is there to say we want to have a better security, we'll first of all have. And I'm sure right now, when you go to Bamenda, the moments of the few visits are there, everybody is very prepared to receive the Pope. And everybody is very sure, starting from the security, to say, I will provide the security. And if we start by ourselves providing the security, know that every other thing is sure.
So how closely is the committee working with Vatican officials, the government, and regional authorities to turn the visit into a unifying moment for peace and national reconciliation?
The first thing is, let me tell you, when we had the first visit of the team from Vatican, it was at the eve, the following day after the publication of the results. It was interesting to know this. We landed in the plane with the team in Bafoussam, and we saw what was in Bafoussam. We had to pass through Mboda by bus to go to Bamenda. We had 3 successful blockages. Very difficult. But I think because they saw the Vatican and were explained, they let us pass. When we got to Bamenda, it was a different atmosphere. Life normal. We were all received, and life was going normally. And in the evening, I had a discussion with the team from Vatican. I said, you see, what you saw, we are in a state of democracy. What you saw in Bafoussam, that was a different, you talking about their own candidate who. But you've come to Bamenda, you've found a different calm, composed, peaceful environment because they were waiting for you people. They're waiting, they knew that a delegation from the Vatican is coming. And spiritually, morally, psychologically, the Bamenda people were already prepared.
They rallied to welcome you.
And you could see how peaceful. We moved in Bamenda happily. You saw people moving. That's the first thing I want to let you know, is that the people of the Northwest are already prepared to receive the state. You go to the church, you find all the churches in Bamenda very prepared, who have been, by the time they saw this delegation, you found them singing, dancing. Not only that, we came to realize the Muslims were very inquisitive about, the Presbyterians were also very involved to find themselves. And let me to tell you, at the level of the population, the traditional rulers, everybody's being mobilized, everybody's anxious, working towards a successful Papa visit. One of the other very interesting reaction that came to show you the anxiety, the extent to which the people are ready. When the first team had to go for the control mission at the airport, there was the problem of the equipment. It came there, it had to clear. It got bad. There was some technical problem that got bad. And then news when the Archbishop was informed that without this clearance or whatever to clear the runway, the plane is not going to. Within 30 minutes, the whole airport was filled with mama, children, and men with their hose, with their cutlasses, clearing to keep the airport. There were more than 500. All this is to show you how far the population is ready to receive. So there is this collaboration between the population. And then when you go there, when we come there, you find the church and you find the state represented by the governor and all his collaborators. We all move together. We inspect the various areas. We collaborate together. He has his own team inspecting, the church is inspecting, and we all meet together to evaluate, to see how far. It shows you that the population, be it the tradition, be it the church in whatever denomination, either the Muslim, the Presbyterian, or that, be in the administration, the population, everybody, there is this spirit, this positive spirit to say we want to receive the Pope, and everybody is putting in his or her own little contribution to see this visit come true. And before you might go to Bamenda, you see Bamenda now. Bamenda is a whole network of activities, roads, construction, reconstruction, and all this. Who will not be happy? We need the Pope, and we are bound to collaborate. We need him to come. And what's above all, the Pope is coming for what? The first thing coming to Bamenda, as I told the team, we need that peace. The peace is already there. The messenger of God is coming. Jesus Christ is coming. That's how I see him. And what did Jesus say? When he came, he said, I give you peace. I leave you peace. The peace I give you.
Mr. National Coordinator, would have time to talk about the spiritual aspects in the course of the program. So, what I would like to know from you, we want to know if you've already received any message or observations from the Vatican concerning the level of preparedness of Cameroon to receive His Holiness Pope Leo XIV.
It is on a daily basis that we exchange correspondences, information. On a daily basis, I could tell you there are some other activities or some other partners or within the team. We are almost on an early conversation to find how far things are going. They are even more informed than what we are.
The remarks are positive?
Yeah. So it is on a daily basis, an evaluation is done. This hasn't been done. There's a checklist. And we go through this checklist and we need to confirm. Not only that, we need to confirm, apart from the team that has visited, We'll have the last visit on the 8th. A security team is coming. On the 10th, a whole bunch, again, a whole group coming to do the control. And before they come for this control, there is a daily checklist. Has this been done? Has this been done? So there is this control, total information flow of the level of development at the level of the Vatican of what is happening in Cameroon.
So can you describe or tell us about the degree of the state of advancement in terms of percentage?
I tell you, today, where I'm just coming now because we have an evaluation meeting at the Nuncio, where you had the team from Bamenda, you had the team led by the team from Douala led by the Archbishop, and the team of Yaoundé led by, we've been there since 9 o'clock, we had an evaluation. And from what I'm telling you, we are about 90%.
90% ready. Televiewers, let's receive Manfred Likine, who will be joining us after this break. Manfred, you're welcome on set. You're here to highlight spiritual aspects of the papal visit.
Thank you, Sabrina. It's a pleasure joining discussions at this moment. And to our guest, Mr. Okie Johnson, welcome to the second segment of discussions, which includes spirituality and inclusion. Once more, welcome.
Thank you.
Without much ado, Cameroon has been a favored destination for Supreme Pontiffs. I can say we've had 4 visits from popes, including the recent that we have from Pope Leo XIV. How can you describe the relationship that exists between the Vatican and Cameroon?
When you talk of the Vatican, you're talking of God. You're talking of what we don't see, talking of Jesus Christ, talking of heaven. What I should tell you is that having this privilege, not a privilege, the grace, for the 4th time, the first thing I want to let you know, that comes from my heart to say, we're a blessed nation. We're a nation chosen by God. I want to, this little explanation, in the Bible, when you get the Israelites will tell you the chosen nation of, and that's quite fine. In Africa, I would say we are one of those chosen nations by God. How can you explain that? For the 4th time, the Pope is coming to Cameroon. I have a friend who called from Nigeria and said, my brother, you people are blessed. Despite our size, our population, the Pope is coming here. The second thing I also want to explain is that this is my own conviction. The first missionaries, Christian missionaries, Catholic missionaries who came to Cameroon, they met there at Marienberg. And when they came under the patronage of the Virgin Mary, that's how Cameroon, that's how you hear, like in Archbishop here, you see what their own, the Archdiocese of Yaoundé, Marie, the mother of Cameroon. And when we have Cameroon under the patronage of Mary, Mary is who? Mary is what? Mary is the mother of Jesus Christ. And if we are, by the grace says, we are under the patronage, they themselves said, we did not say it. So it means there is a mystery, a spiritual mystery, which you can't explain. But what I can explain to you is that Cameroon is a favored nation, favored by God. That's one of the things that will draw, because I'm sure if you ask those popes, why are they coming, might be a little bit difficult to explain to you. But I think the first thing is a mystery from God, the hand of God. And secondly, we might be having this as a liturgy would say, Cameroon in miniature. In Cameroon, when you come to Cameroon here, you've touched the whole of Africa. And so if he has to come to one country in Africa that he might not be able to touch, once it's Cameroon, he knows he has been able to touch every other part of Africa. But I think we are a blessed nation. The hand of God is in this nation. But there might be some other qualities. To me, I also want to say, you know, the fact that we have a head of state, President Paul Biya, who is a Catholic Christian and who has gone through a seminary. The records are there. How many of those popes in Africa have passed through the seminary who are staunch Catholic? I'm sure that's one of the other aspects to that has been attracting. I'm sure those popes want to come and say, let me talk to that. That's somebody whom, a spiritual somebody with whom we can share some ideas. I even gained some lessons from him. To me, that's how I see it.
So talking about blessing, we understand that Cameroon is a country with religious tolerance. There is interfaith harmony. What initiatives are underway to welcome other religious confessions?
Yeah, that's one of the particularities of Cameroon, as I say, is steaming. That's why we are blessed. Look, in Cameroon, you see the interreligious interference. Like in other African countries, we hear interreligious conflict. We don't have that. In Cameroon here, not only the religious, you find even intermarriage. Today, you see how you go to the Muslim area in the north. From here, you will not believe that you are in the north. Even in the north there, I was surprised when I led my Catholic men to tour the whole, to realize that there is this dual religious knowledge or interference in the north, that the Catholic, the Christian population was like this and the north. I could not believe. But you find things going. To tell you there is this interreligious interest, interference, you realize that you heard it the other time that the Pope received the Muslim community that came from Cameroon. Okay. And now from the program, let me tell you how much. It is not only the Christian Cameroon. Like in Bamenda, part of the program, when the Pope will visit the people, we talk to the people in the cathedral, you have an imam, the Imam of Boya, who will give a talk, who will address the Pope. You have the Presbyterian moderator, who is a Pope, and you have the Catholic. Now you have these three already. It just shows you, and they cannot come to talk if they have not been collaborative. On the ground, what we have witnessed and what I'm still witnessing, there is this interreligious tolerance. There is this quest for people trying to, they say, the Pope is not only coming to you, Johnson, because he's coming to all of us. He's a messenger from God. And if a messenger as God is coming, there is no distinction. So we also tell you that there is this preparedness in everything. Everybody is putting hands together. The various religious denominations are all putting their hands together. It's a collective effort.
Thank you. A collective effort. And it is said that he who comes in the name of the Lord comes with good tidings. And we understand that the Pope, the Holy Father, is coming within a scope of peace and unity. There's an outreach program for peace and unity. How will this match up with other communities? Will the Pope extend his visit beyond those who are in the crowd?
Well, let me let you know, the Pope is coming. First of all, it's a very tight program for him to have had a number of days in Cameroon here and to have accepted, to have willingly to visit this three, which is not done in other areas. It's already failed. But let me let you understand that within the base, it is a collective. There is no minority. Like, give me an example. In every ecclesiastical province where the Pope has to go, there have been committees that have been set up. And in these committees, nearly every segment of the population, tribal or whatever, is represented there. So being a minority, you could say, but they are represented in the preparation. And a handful of them will be there. So everybody is involved in the preparation. Everybody will be involved. If there should be 10 who enter the cathedral, at least they will be able to select that every equal representation. And if one minor is there, it means everybody is there. So there is this collective preparation. There's a team spirit, there's a family spirit in the preparedness, in the preparation of all this.
So talking about this kind of fellowship, I would like us to dive a little further.
Yeah.
In Bamenda, we have separatists who've been disturbing for some time. Are there plans to extend this outreach to them?
I want to ask you one question to you now. All this while, have you heard that the separatists are still disturbing?
No.
I've been to Bamenda more than 10 times, not alone. And you find each time we get to Bamenda, you find the whole place, and you find people moving. The expression is that we need a pope. Even the separatists, when you put them in quote, whatever it will be, they need that pope because they too probably will want to have their own blessings. And the blessings, the papal blessings, the blessings from God, something when you receive, you never know what you become, transform you totally. I am of the opinion to have them, many of them, come out on that day to greet the Pope, because I know just his blessing, his hand like this on them. You see what will come. Many of them, many of us will be different. So I just want to let you know, to me, we are all one. I don't want to have that notion of separatists coming in. We all need the Pope. We need him. I want to give you, take an example. It might be something, you know, the present Archbishop who was kidnapped, you know, he was with them for about 14 days, more than. They released him. It wasn't forced, short of prayer. And I'm sure by the time he was released, they would have spoken to him that, take this message to the Pope. So let's be positive in our mindset. This idea of the separatists thinking that they too will come to receive peace from the Lord. And I'm sure that after all this, we'll have a different mindset and a different Cameroon.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Okie Johnson. To end this segment of discussions, we have a last question, which has to do, we have a theme, we have a logo and a hymn. What do all of this represent to the Catholic community and Cameroon as a whole?
Now, the logo is what, when you come, you see, it's just to show our oneness, the general theme of the coming. We are one. The logo that has come, when you see the English, we are one. We want to be united. We love ourselves. We want to stay as one person, one voice, united with love amongst us. That's just a message coming. The logo is coming. The Pope is coming. We are there as one, looking up to you to bring us a message of peace, a message of love, the message of togetherness, oneness. Whatever be the hymn, whatever be, that's the basic behind all that. Being one and being able to receive the blessings from the Lord.
A message of togetherness, a message of love. Thank you very much, Mr. Okie Johnson, for sharing insights into discussions that were focused on spirituality and inclusion. Sabrina Nji, that is it from my end.
Thank you very much for your contribution, Manfred Likine. Goodbye and see you around. Ladies and gentlemen, let us take a break and come back for the second part of this interview to talk about the role of religious groups and associations and equally look at the diplomatic stakes of the papal visit. Televiewers, welcome back on set, Mr. National Coordinator. Before moving forward, I would like to pick up from your discussion with Manfred Likine. Your message throughout was that the Bamenda people are joyful, happy, and expectative. But then there is a recent happening a recent incident that stole the joy of the Bamenda people. A breach collapsed and claimed the lives of some citizens. Were you aware of the incident?
I'm aware of it. You know, in life, there are things we can control. There are things we cannot control. Well, it breach happened. It's unfortunate that it happened, but it also gives a room, a call of concern for those who are the stakeholders on that, and also those really executing the job. It calls for concern of a level of control to say those civil works, engineering works which are being done there need to be sufficient control to be able to validate at this level the amount of input is able to sustain and keep a bridge or whatever, even the road. So at the same time it has happened, it's also a call for concern to tell our conscience and our mind to say we need to be careful in whatever we're doing, and then whatever we are supposed to do, let's do it well.
Wow.
Take the time and do it well. It's unfortunate it's happened, but thank God also that it has happened a few weeks before
the arrival.
coming. So it is a call for concern and a call for self-evaluation and self-control. Let's not take it very negatively. Those are all signs to say we need to be very tactful and need to be very serious in whatever we do.
We use this opportunity to express our condolences to the bereaved
To the
families.
families, and we put all of them in prayers, and we pray for the souls of those who have lost their life.
May they rest in peace.
May they rest in peace.
In our introduction, we said that you occupy the post of National President of the Catholic Men Association. So this is the opportunity. You have to talk about the association. What is it all about, and what are its missions?
Yeah, the Catholic Men Association, where I am now the general president, because we are represented both in Cameroon and the diaspora.
Okay.
And then with the headquarters supervisory is under the BAPEC, under here in Cameroon, the headquarters. So wherever in the diaspora you form in that group, you are under the supervision here in Cameroon. So I happen to be general president. The Catholic Men Association is a laity group within the Catholic Church with membership from 20 years and above. And it's an association which is open to the Catholic Christians. You need to be a Catholic Christian and to be a member. It is a group from 20 years up. You're eligible to be a member of this group, and to become with the main objective, evangelization, spreading the word of God. And in this group, just men. It's not men. It's not mixed with women. It's only a group that is all made up of men. And with our saint, being Saint Joseph as our saint father, we see him as a saint under this group. And whatever on this group, and whatever thing we're doing, we all focus. We know who Saint Joseph was in the Bible, and who he was, and who he is today in the history of Christianity. Saint Joseph was the husband of Mary, Mother Mary, and the forefather of Jesus Christ. He who had that grace from God to have received Christ, to have grown up Christ, to have brought up Christ, to have taught Christ on this world. So we now see he has some of those values, certain values which are particular to Saint Joseph. And in this group, we have formed the men. We look at him to say, what is our contribution, church? The first thing is evangelization, to spread the word of God. And secondly, in this evangelization within the Catholic Church, we stand very strongly as the fathers of the church, because Saint Joseph was the forefather of Christ and the protector, because he protected Christ in everything, brought him up. We are those fathers of the church and the fathers of our family, and also to let you know that the Holy Family, you had Joseph, you had Mary, and you had Jesus. And so today, each man who is a member of this group, you are supposed to play this role of Joseph, a holy family within your family, a holy father within the church, the fathers within the church, and this father too within the nation, because Saint Joseph was in the family, was in the church, was in his environment, his society, Nazareth and whatever. So Saint Joseph, we are there at the level to spread, and also at the level to help the nation, build the nation by bringing up a solid family which is based on the word of God, which is based on Christ, You know, when you bring up a solid family, children will give birth today. When you bring this child on a strong spiritual value, you're building a better country tomorrow. And when you form in bringing up a stronger family on spiritual values, you're building a society, a world which is different.
So the Catholic Men Association is into evangelism and nation building. But
Exactly.
that notwithstanding, within the framework of the apostolic trip or the apostolic visit, how is it mobilizing itself? What is going to be the key role of the Catholic Men Association during the papal visit?
As an association, you start from myself as a general coordinator. The role I'm playing is more, I'm putting in more of my values of Saint Joseph to know that this is me in the church. This is what I'm supposed to do. Now you come to the Catholic Men Association, you know, there within the church, there are very many associations. But one of the major roles we play, we are all men. And you know, when a man stands in front to say, I will, he will. And that is why we're calling all the members, the men of this group, to be very, very engaged, committed, to give their time, to make sure that we assist the priest, we assist the bishops, we assist the church, and we assist the nation to make sure that the organization is well done. And we have ourselves to be very present, committed, sacrifice to make sure that everything goes. And on that day when the Pope is coming, you'll see us in our uniforms. We shall be super present, present in all the various avenues and all the various routes and every itinerary that the Pope, we have to be there to welcome the Pope. We have to be there to help organize the family. We have to be there to help organize the nation in every form that we could do. The men are there, we assume our role, and we make sure that we are present to make sure that everything goes on well.
That said, ladies and gentlemen, the Catholic Men Association will be active. We will not only be present, but they will be active.
Very active.
But then our other religious groups, especially those led by women and youth, preparing masses or rallies to spark spiritual renewal in Christians during this period?
No, what I want to let you know, I was just talking about, it is a collective effort of all the groups. All the groups, the associations in the church are all involved, each person in his own role, each person assuming his own role, each person giving his own little contribution to make sure that it goes. I take like the Archdiocese of Bavenda when it's coming. When you see the crowd there, it is meant what is going, the arrangements and committees which is being done within the church is you have all the various groups, churches, associations in each committee trying to make sure that they go. So it's a collective. The church in general, by groups, ladies are all involved in this preparation.
So some critics opined that the Pope's visit has a political, diplomatic undertone, in quotes, aimed at congratulating President Paul Biya for his re-election. What can you say about that amid economic and political tensions?
What I want to say, you know, there's freedom, everybody, freedom of expression. But what you have to understand is that the Pope is coming. First, the Pope is coming as a state. Vatican is a state. He's also the head of the spiritual, our shepherd. He's coming. It is but normal if he comes to Cameroon. At this time, he's coming to Cameroon. First, as the head of state, to congratulate his counterpart, President Paul Biya. Election just took place, though. It's a normal thing. He has first of all congratulated him. They're coming face to face again. Physically, he said, Mr. President, congratulations. And coming again as a Christian, I have come to bring you a message of congratulation from the Lord to say congratulations. You know, first of all, leadership is not just giving. Leadership is also spiritual. It's a blessing from God. Whatever be or what people want to put it, there was a democratic election. It means that God wanted him to be there. So it's been normal that the Pope should also congratulate him. But you also know that President Paul Biya is a staunch Catholic. He's an ex-seminarian. So it is been normal that he reclaims from Papa Pope, say, give me, bless me. Even if the Pope doesn't, he should ask for that blessing.
Okay, so what are the diplomatic stakes of this apostolic visit? Are Cameroonians based abroad showing any interest to witness this historic event?
From my own information, I know there's so many abroad who wants to come.
Okay.
I have so many calls and from friends and brothers and people whom I don't know. They've written to me. Many wish to be present in it. But what you have to understand is that it cannot be 100%.
Yeah.
But when we have above calls and people trying the willingness, whether it's one or two, coming, expressing the wish to be here, it's already something.
It's already something.
They are here.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's take a break and return for the last part of our program. Welcome back on set. We are going to be talking about long-term vision, but then, Mr. National Coordinator, Christians have hope that the Pope will address peace in English-speaking regions, ethnic healing, and youth opportunities. From your own perspective, how would the Pope's visit impact the life of Cameroonians as far as mediation of conflicts, tensions, and restoration of peace are concerned?
I want to let you know that the Pope will be visiting 3 ecclesiastical provinces. In Bamenda, you have the ecclesiastical province, the Bapek, the north and the southwest region. You have in Douala, you have the Littoral, the retired province that covers 6. In Yaoundé, he will be covering the province of Yaoundé, Garoua, and Betua. And each of these provinces has its major theme, which reflects the environment. Yeah. In Bamenda, it's peace. So the Pope, and coincidentally, after his visits landing in Yaoundé, his first visit out of Yaoundé is going to Bamenda, where everybody is expecting him to reassure us, to give us that peace, to bring the peace from God to give us. That's what we're expecting in Bamenda. And that's what Bamenda, the particularity. When you come to Douala, you find that most of the population there, they are youths. And these youths are there, you know what is going on, employment and all that. He's coming to his presence there. It's a presence of hope, mostly for the youths.
For the youths.
There to tell them that don't be hopeful. Whatever thing be, things will be better tomorrow. Coming to Yaoundé, we are coming there is to increase our faith in Yaoundé here within the diocese, Archdiocese of Yaoundé, with our most expression of that of Mama Maria here increasing. So you have these 3 which covers the peace, the hope for the youths and you have the reinforcement of our faith within the Yaoundé.
So how does the population get informed about different stop points for encounters and activities of the Pope? Any intentions of using the media or digital platforms?
Oh, that's just what exactly we're trying to. Now that things are getting very clear and we're getting to the point, is now what we're doing, what we need now is the media to be able to inform. And this information at each level of the provinces, it starts first of all with the bishops and the churches. In the various masses, informations are being informed of the various activities of the Pope within your area. The churches and even all the other, even those who are not Catholic, they come and they're informed. So you have the media also to play this role. But what I want to play is let the media be positive in what the role they're going to play. So now, we are now at the level of mediatization to mediatize the Pope's coming, and I think we are ready and we have to go. So the first information is from the church. Each church, the parish priest is supposed to inform his Christians and to explain to them how far things are being arranged, the various committees, even along the itinerary, because when you have, like here in Yaoundé, the Pope is going to Bamenda, he comes back and sleeps here. He goes to Douala, he comes. So the concentration will be here. Yeah. And what the Archbishop has promised us today, he has tried to organize in such a way that along every of the itinerary the Pope is going to pass, there will be constant, the population will be there to receive
equally want to use this opportunity to remind our televiewers that looking at the crucial place of the media in the organization of this event, the Civil Cabinet has put in place an official website where Cameroonians could visit and get informed about the different activities with respect to the papal visit. So I'm looking at this fourth papal visit to Cameroon. What are your expectations, and what would make you say the preparation was a success?
Yeah, what are expectations? The first thing I want people to understand is to take away that doubt. You know, the question was people were doubting, is it possible the way things are going? But as I'm a journalist, look at the way things are going. I got an information, a flow as somebody sent to me to my phone. You see the Madagascar stretch of the road, because that's part of the road that the Pope is going. We visited before we visited. By the time we had 2 visits there, everybody was telling, why are you people wasting your time? For 7 months. But because of the preparedness, I was surprised to hear from the platform and from what I got information, a population expressing that within 3 days, this road has been done. This road that has taken more than 7 months. You go to the university, the Catholic University, there's been a bridge. When we got there, nobody. The other day we passed there, the bridge is passable. This is part of the indications to tell you that people are prepared. But behind this, these are the expectations to come, because what are the expectations? Now you see the town is completely, myself, when I move, I'm proud to be within the city of and what do people say? Let the Pope keep on coming. It shows you the preparedness. But behind all this preparedness has been one person, the head of state. I, as a living witness, am proud to say, thank you, Mr. President, for all what you've been doing, because I have realized that the president has been following up every little activity on a daily basis, because I sit and I see, I come in the morning, this is not going, we'll have a working session, and say, oh, we'll present that to you. By even around 6 or 7 p.m., they're calling me, it's been done. Just it shows, it means that is my own conception, my own personal observation to say the head of state has been following up this project on a daily basis. Because I see, I'm on the field, I'm part of those who see what is it. And I want to tell you that most of all the activities that have been done, the state has taken its engagement, and the state has deployed sufficient and enough resources to make sure that everything. I am proud to say, to tell her, of say thank you, and to thank the state for all. And what, like you say, what are the questions? Say, what are we expecting? Go back to Bamenda, that airport that has been abandoned for because of this, because the head of state resource, what we never expected to be done has been done. That airport will be one of the fallout, apart from the peace. Keep the peace, and it will be operational. Look at that state of the road. I'm giving you the Madagascar. The other day we were coming, when I passed there, I could not believe that. So they are part of these fallouts. The expectations, I want Cameroon people to know that they could rely on their head of state, and that when we rely on him and things come, when he says this, he can do it.
He does it.
He does it, and this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. We are running out of time. To conclude, we would love to get your last words on steps taken to amplify key messages which should resonate even after the Pope's departure. Any follow-up plans or projects, in a few words?
No, what I want to say in a few words to say, let Cameroonians be very assured and let them have confidence in the state, and to make sure that what we are coming, I draw you back to the Bible. When you are blessed, God says you've been blessed. What did they say? You don't just go and sit behind and say, I've been blessed. He said, keep on praying. Keep on praying to maintain what you've had and to be able to keep it on. So what I want to tell Cameroonians, let them have that sense of confidence in us and believe in the head of state. And secondly, and let them become very prayerful. The Pope is coming. He's coming to bless us. He's coming with these blessings. But we can only keep those blessings when we ourselves are prepared to keep on, put our knees, put our hands together, and pray and love ourselves. When we love ourselves, which means, I want to draw this attention, love ourselves, you will not be able to harm others, and then be able to share the little wherever you are. From the Pope's coming, the blessings you give, let us not keep it for ourselves. Let's share it.
Thank
and
you.
when we share, it goes over. That's where we have the real fallout of the Pope's coming.
Thank you very much for your contribution. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our interview. We received Mr. Johnson Okiendo, National Coordinator of the Apostolic Visit of Pope Leo XIV, to take place from the 15th to the 18th of April 2026. According to him, though preparations are being finalized, we are at 90%. We are 90% ready to welcome the Pope in peace and serenity. He urged Cameroonians to be disciplined and responsible during this period and play their role in making the Pope's visit successful. Cameroonians will be the one to benefit from the spiritual upliftment and the diplomatic openings of this fourth papal visit, which marks a new and important milestone in the history of the Catholic community in Cameroon. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, and see you around for another edition of The Grand Interview.